Oh, it's so chocolatey. Little balance test before we start the session. Ah! All right, let's do it. Here we go. Catch up to Kane a little bit. Wanted to make sure he got up. And now we're both cruising. So that's the good thing about this gear, man. Once you get up, once you get moving, if you ride these bumps right, you can surf all the way down the coast. Even at times without much pumping. Oh yeah. It was one of those days. Just cruising. So staying with the bumps is usually a bit easier. A little more efficient. Starts to get a lot more physically demanding when you want to proceed to the next bump ahead. So you really got to time your pump, your paddle, your sprint to really be able to pierce through that next bump in front of you. So I'm gonna go here, bank, accelerate down, and jump to the next right here. And then dropping into the next one. Carve, bank, and then accelerate down to the next. I tell you what, I might have had an easier time getting off the water than Kane, but Kane is moving a hell of a lot faster than me right now. So even though he might have had a later start to flying, his cruising speed is fast. He's moving at a little different gear. And that starts to be a big question, is how much you want to, how fast you want to go and how hard you want to work. Because if you have the fitness and you have the skill and knowledge, you can make a much smaller, faster hydrofoil function in downwind conditions. It's going to be a lot more work and potentially more time to get that foil and board off the water. Oh, there's some beautiful bumps. Here we go. Oh yeah. Got some Surfing, baby. Yeah, Kane is, he's hauling ass. Hard to keep up with him right now. But we're moving and grooving, baby. Woo! You know, one of the big questions during downwind foils is always how far do we want to go out? What line do we want to take along the coast? Do we want to hug the inside line just barely outside the outer reef? Or do we want to hug that outside line in the deep water, maybe getting advantage of those faster moving groundswell? You know, and it depends on the situation, depends on the tide, the current, how good the bumps really are that day. But for the most part, I like to be a little further out on those faster moving groundswells. I've made too many mistakes, especially in competition, taking too far of an inside line. Even though it might be a more straight shot and less distance traveled, you're going to want to take advantage of those higher speeds and that faster moving water. Alright, we're just coming into Kanaha here, connecting in on some of the outside reefs, getting some really high speed glides here. I think I've maxed out I've tested out the max speed of this high aspect 1300. I mean, some of these ground swells are overhead. Now we're moving into the shallow reef at what some might call Portuguese Point, outside Kanaha. Now it's time to just relax as much as possible before we hit that inside section away from these wind swell and ground swell, because even though it's a pretty windy day today, it always finishes on a nice pump in. I'm gonna try to connect this swell here. Here we go. Nice one. Woo! Hauling ass, baby! Oh yeah, I gotta make it around this hook of the reef there. I'm gonna pump to the next one, get around this little corner of reef, and bank on into this one. Oh yeah. Beautiful. What a beauty. Woo! Okay, into the Portuguese Triangle, baby. And then after this, it's gonna be a pumping. Try to really breathe right now. Focus on charging up for that last burst into the beach. Still some little bumps. I mean, not much to surf, but enough to pump and chip shot. Pump and chip shot. This is the first time this downwinder where I've started to feel my breath change. For the most part, that run was really nice. Smooth, a lot of surfing. Now we're starting to get the blood flowing a bit more here.